All right. So, with it being the, quote unquote New Year's celebration, let's go ahead and dive into what I believe to be the top 10 Nikkes for newcomers. Now, obviously, a lot of people are brand new, whether that be from anniversary or from, this New Year's event. I mean, two major celebrations back to back, which is honestly one of the best things about Nikke, is that once we get to New Year's time, which is, which is following on the heels of a collab, typically, we get New Year's, and it's boom, boom, boom of just top tier, really, really good characters. For the most part, typically collab characters are kind of mid, but anniversary and New Year's characters are always top tier. So obviously with New Year's, we have this Rappy Red Hood banner, and she's absolutely cracked. We also have the Scarlet Black Shadow rerun, and she is also very, very strong. The best character for an anomaly boss battle against the Kraken to get your rocks for, boosting up your gear, right, to overload. But what we're going to be talking about is we're going to be talking about what are the top 10 characters when it comes to new players, right? And we're going to be looking at the Rappy Red Hood banner for the most part, yeah, because it's got all the characters, right? Now, number one, typically I would say it is the brand new character, and don't get me wrong, Rappy is absolutely insane. She is very, very strong. However, I still think the number one option isn't actually going to be Red Hood either. It's going to be Modernia. And let me go ahead and jump over here. It is going to be Modernia, just simply because of the fact that once you activate her burst skill, she does Oonga Boonga damage, and it is insane with the damage capabilities that she is able to, provide. Once you get that burst skill up, everything in sight is just instantly annihilated. So I do think that that Modernia is actually number one. Number two and number three, this is where we see both Red Hood and Rappy Red Hood. Now, they're interchangeable, to be completely honest. I mean, they're very, very strong. I'd probably put Rappy just a little higher, given the fact that her weapon is a machine gun, and, she fires at an extremely high frequency, and given the fact that whenever she hits enemies, for 120 hits, she applies a explosion, and, people die. Red Hood, on the other hand, she is a sniper, but once you activate her burst skill 1, 2, then 3, in quick succession, obviously, everything is just annihilated, right? So that's the top three. Number 4 is going to be Cinderella. I think Cinderella is, again, another top tier character and damage output capability wise. Also, given the fact that she provides something that no other character provides, that being, if I can pull it up, that being her decoy of herself, equaling to a certain percentage of her own max HP upon casting. And because of that, she's able to have high survivability. So that is our top 4. 5 and 6, it's going to be difficult because they're kind of like a 1-2 punch where they want to be on the same team. That being Naga and that being Crown. Both of which are very strong characters, but the fact that Crown and Naga are able to be run on the same team, any team you put them on, as long as they are together and Crown gets her burst skill off, anything is going to die, and everybody on your team is going to live. So that's just my opinion on that. So we got 1, I'm going to say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6. Number 7 is actually going to be Scarlet Black Shadow. Like I previously mentioned, she is very, very strong. However, given the fact that her main usage is going to be against an anomaly boss, hinders her a little bit. However, saying that, the damage output she does is astronomically high. It's one of the best in the entire game. But because of the fact that she is somewhat hindered, making her very viable for one piece of content, I'm not a big fan. So coming down to number 8, which honestly, if you asked me in the beginning of the game life cycle if I thought this character was going to drop this far, I would say you're insane. But it's going to be Litter. Litter is not arguably, she is the best burst 1 character in the game, simply because right here, just increasing all allies attack. It's ludicrous, it's insane, and it's the highest multiplier in the game. So she's very, very strong, and just having that burst is just ridiculous, right? Definitely the best support in the game. Like, there's no question about that. Yeah, other characters can provide a lot more stuff, but the fact that Litter gives that much of a damage boost, it just makes her number 1 in terms of supporting characters in the game. So again, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more characters. And now, number 9, I am going to say it is Scarlet. And kind of feel bad saying this because she's the OG top damage dealing character in the game. But obviously, you know, power creep is a thing when it comes to gacha games. When they inevitably do hit a certain life cycle point, we have passed 2 years, and she has definitely seen a fall. I'm not saying a massive drop, but she has definitely seen a fall in terms of damage output capabilities right here, because of the fact that she's able to do a massive amount of damage to all enemies while also increasing the critical hit rate. So very strong, but in terms of raw damage numbers, she has definitely dropped in my opinion when it comes to that. So last but not least is actually going to be Dorothy, another Pilgrim character. She is very, very strong, especially when it comes to boss battles, because of the fact of her own burst skill, which it causes manifestation onto, or she inflicts a brand onto the enemy, so it accumulates total damage dealt to the designed enemy during the duration, and then it deals that accumulated damage to all enemies. So it's very, very strong for boss battles because they always have parts, so being able to distribute all that damage equally, accumulating everything that you've done to that point, is very, very good. So those are my top 10 characters in the game. Let's, you know, go back over them. So number 1 right here is going to be Modernia. 2 is going to be Rappy Red Hood. 3 is going to be Red Hood. 4 is Cinderella. 5 is Crown. 6 is Naga. 7, I've already lost track. Oh my gosh. 7 is going to be Litter. 8 is going to be Scarlet Black Shadow. 9 is going to be, oh my goodness, what was 9? Dorothy. You know what I'm talking about. So those are my top 10 characters in the game. You know, obviously people are going to have different opinions. That's completely fine. That is to be expected. But let me know what you guys thought, and give me your own top 10. I'll see you all within the next video.